Picture this. A man rides through Hyderabad at 11 p.m. It is 41 degrees, his phone is at 8%. He has been online for 9 hours. He picks up a biryani order, rides 2 kilometers through traffic, delivers it to the fourth floor because the lift is broken and earns 5 rupees. The customer paid a platform fee higher than that just to open the app. 6,000 kilometers away, a delivery rider in New York City picks up a similar order. He is guaranteed, by law, $21.44 per hour, before tips. That is 1,800 rupees an hour. The Hyderabad rider would have to complete 360 deliveries to earn what the New York rider makes in 60 minutes. Same job, same sweat, one has a law, the other has terms and conditions that can change overnight. On May 16th, 2026, riders across 22 Indian cities turned off their apps for 5 hours. Zomato, Swiggy, Blinkit, Zepto, Ola, Uber, Rapido, all dark. Their ask, 20 rupees per kilometer. This case file is about why that ask even needs to be made. In a country where the platform paying 5 rupees per delivery just reported 54,000 crore in annual revenue. Chapter 1. What a rider actually earns. No salary, no hourly rate. Every delivery is a fresh transaction, priced by an algorithm the rider cannot see. Fairwork India measured it. Median monthly earnings across 6 cities, 15,678 rupees. Subtract fuel, phone data, tire wear, and the EMI on the bike, below 12,000. India's floor wage for unskilled labor is 178 rupees a day. A rider pulling 10 hours clears about 400. Above the floor, but not by enough to matter. In America, Gridwise tracked 5 lakh drivers last year. Uber Eats median, $14 an hour. DoorDash, 11. Those are not guaranteed. Those are just what the market pays. New York mandated a legal minimum in 2023. It now sits at $21.44. An Indian rider earns 1/30th of that. Same food, same traffic, different country, different value on a human being's time. But here is the detail that should stop you. Deepinder Goyal, Zomato's founder, said in January 2026 that his platform terminates 5,000 workers every month. On top of that, up to 2 lakh leave voluntarily. Every month. The workforce replaces itself within a year. Nobody builds a career here. You ride until the algorithm stops sending you orders, and then you disappear. Chapter 2. Where the money actually goes. Eternal, that is Zomato's new name, filed Q4 results on April 28th. Quarterly revenue 17,292 crore, up 196% in a year. Cash in the bank 17,972 crore. Here is a way to think about that. The cash pile alone could pay every delivery rider 15,000 a month for an entire year, and there would still be money left. The company is not broke. It just does not have to share. Chapter 3. The law that almost helped. 8 days before the strike, the government notified new social security rules for gig workers. On paper, insurance, health cover, maternity benefits, old age protection. Platforms contribute 1 to 2% of turnover into a fund. Headlines called it a landmark. Then you read the eligibility line. A worker qualifies only if they have been on one platform for 90 days in the previous year. Multiple platforms, 120 days. Sounds reasonable until you remember that Zomato loses 2 lakh workers a month. Most gig workers are seasonal, part-time, hopping between apps week to week. A 90-day bar in an industry where people cycle out in weeks is not a safety net. It is a velvet rope at a club that was never meant to let them in. The law photographs well. It will not change a single rider's life. Chapter 4. What other countries chose instead. December 2024, the EU passed the Platform Workers Directive. The rule is elegant. If a platform controls how you work, you are presumed to be an employee. The company must prove you are not. 28 million workers covered. Every EU nation must adopt it by December 2026. The UK Supreme Court ruled Uber drivers are workers. Minimum wage, holiday pay, pensions. India acknowledged gig workers exist, then built a category with no minimum pay, no termination rights, and benefits behind a 90-day door most riders will never open. Chapter 5. The strongest argument against everything I just said. Before these platforms existed, a delivery worker in India served one restaurant, earned whatever the owner felt like paying, got injured, stopped earning. No record, no flexibility, no options. Zomato and Swiggy gave a migrant worker with a phone and a two-wheeler a way to earn from day one. No interview, no degree, no broker. For millions of people, that was the first access to any income they ever had. That is not nothing. And the foreign examples have cracks. When New York set its minimum, order volumes dipped. Some riders got fewer shifts and earned less than before. Seattle, same story. If India forces European-style reclassification tomorrow, platforms could pull out of every city that is not a metro. And those riders lose the only digital income they had. I am wrong if three things happen by next year. Coverage crosses 50% of active riders, net monthly earnings pass 15,000, and termination rates drop below 1%. Until then, the model is extractive. Chapter 6. Why India is different from everywhere else. Scale. 1.2 crore gig workers today. 23.5 million projected by 2030. The EU is rewriting its laws. New York has a price floor. The UK Supreme Court drew a line. India, the country with the largest gig workforce on earth, has no minimum pay requirement and a social security code most riders cannot access. Swiggy went public in November 2024 at $11.3 billion. Nowhere in the prospectus does it list paying riders a living wage as a risk, because under Indian law, it is not one. Chapter 7. The verdict. Eternal made $6.5 billion in revenue last year. It holds $2.1 billion in cash. The people who make that business physically happen, who ride through monsoons, dodge buses, climb stairs because lifts are broken, take home about $188 a month before costs. The May strike asked for one thing: not stock options, not insurance, not a seat at any table. 20 rupees per kilometre. The platforms did not respond. The EU is legislating. New York is enforcing. India's raiders are still waiting for someone to answer a 5-rupee question. The file remains open. The verdict is filed. If you disagree, drop it in the comments. If this case file changed how you read the news, subscribe. The next file drops Tuesday. See you there.